Now she. Hello and welcome to the Backbenchers podcast, the very last episode, potentially, of the season. We are covering today season 4, episode 12, part 2. You may have seen part 1 last night with Ashley and Zach, but tonight you have got Tuddy and myself and our very special guest, Winnie, over here.
About to go to sleep. Back to the first episode as well, the exact same crew.
Was it?
Yeah.
Were we the first episode?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I try to block out any memory with you.
Set the standard of
what not to do, and somehow they've set us up to be the last. So good luck to you all watching at home. Tonight we will have a couple more special guests. We will be talking to our final 2 and 3 places. And we will start unpacking what happened at that final travel council.
Yeah, lots to unpack.
So let's get into it. I was thinking we could start with just talking about, I guess, the journey that our final 3 have come to, right? And what led them to actually get to the final 3. A lot of them have, well, the 3 of them have done so much work in order to get here. And I think that they deserve all the kudos in the world.
Yeah, and it was interesting because we got to see like a story arc over multiple seasons from one player.
Yeah.
And others, it's just their first season from like different finishes, and you could see that whole evolution of the players as the game went on, which was really interesting.
Absolutely, and I do love that we have a returnee. We've got Anthea right at the final 3 as well, and as you said, we've got 2 new players. And it's really interesting because they're all from the original Blue Tribe as well.
Yep.
Which means the jury is really stacked with OG Red Tribe members.
Heavy, yeah.
And I feel like this season has been really tribal strong. I know at the start of Merge, people tried.
It was like a little kind of, but then it kind of got back onto that track of like sticking with original lines. I feel like there were players that didn't want that, but that's kind of how it ended up as well.
Absolutely. And I think the fact that those 3 in particular were really keen on sticking to those sort of original alliances right towards the end shows how strong they were throughout the whole game, because they were able to bring the people that they wanted to right at the end. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Anthea to start with.
Anthea.
She's our returnee player who's got clear eyes and a cold heart. We love to see it.
Anthea's, to be honest, like one of my favorite LRG players.
Yeah.
Ever.
I think she's a lot of
town.
I don't know if our internet's going in and out. So please let us know in the comments if they are.
Oh, yeah, we should probably be checking the comments.
We're
sitting back with like a
we're just sitting wine.
Usually we have like...
It's going so well so far.
Ashley, jump on.
Anybody who is an adult that knows how to be responsible, please jump on and help us out, because we clearly don't know what we're doing. I'll also try and log in from my phone at the same time. But keep talking about Anthea.
Yeah, back to Anthea. So like she's from my hometown as well. I don't think she's originally from my hometown, but like lived in Mossvale as well, which is like where I grew up and went to school.
Yeah.
So from the moment I saw season 3, I was like, yes, like someone from Mossy's here as well. And then I just felt like she had that tribe in season 3, like under wraps, and kind of got a bit screwed before the merge. And I always thought she had like untapped potential that we never got to see like come into fruition.
So many people wanted to see Anthea come back, so I'm so glad she did.
When I found out it was a returning season, she was like the one player that I'm like, they need to bring back. Like everyone else was kind of like, yes, you could have pulled other people from other seasons, or like there were so many powerful players, but she's just one that stood out that I think deserved and like needed to show her full potential.
I think she had redemption, right? And you could see that. Like the thing I love about her is she's been so clear about exactly what she wanted to achieve in this season, and she did exactly that. She came in and she was like, I need to play a solid social game. What is not comfortable to me is just sort of putting myself out there, finding these alliances, you know, being outgoing, going out.
She is like an introvert at heart as well.
Yeah.
So being able to see her put her game out there and be so vocal and social about it as well was really, really impressive. And I think like as soon as you're wearing a Kubra, you're a badass anyway.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. She came dressed for business. She was serious about it. But yeah, I do think she has been so fundamental. Her social game has been fundamental at shaping the narrative of this whole season.
I think as well from watching the cast, Meet the Cast, I was expecting her to be like full on villain.
Yeah.
But I think
she was giving a bit of that vibe in her Meet the Cast. Yeah.
She's like one of those players that is calculated, but is also still like respectful and nice in the way that she delivers it, which is a really, really hard thing to balance. I think like it's easy to kind of lie to people, but then not be able to be as like convincing or
no, she was so good at lying. There was a couple of times where she was a little bit obvious, but I think that was to people like when Derek came up to her a couple of episodes ago and kind of confronted her about the vote. But I think that's because she was so loyal.
Calm about it.
Yeah.
Like, if that was me, I'd be like blowing up. Like I feel like being able to like keep that composure is such like a strength within itself. So
I think she's just down, like underneath all the layers. She's such a loyal person, and that came through. And I think, you know, those are the times she probably struggled with the line. But I think she went out there to do it, and she did exactly that.
Even at the end, like when she just told Will, she's like, I can't go to the end with you. Like, it's just brutal honesty. It's,
And, like, it just coming from her, it means so much more as well. Like, you could see it meant so much to him for her to say that. But at the same time, he also really respected her, which I think is just so, you know, he could have just gone and done a 180 and said, no, absolutely not. Like, this is gonna be the death of you. But he just had so much respect.
He just respected each other's game. Game respects game.
Yeah, love to see it. And I also think she was really fundamental at a lot of those votes that happened post-merge as well.
Oh yeah.
Like
even ones like outside of her alliance as well. Like she did stuff that was independently her own.
Yeah.
Stuff that she could put her name to. And we saw that come out of Final Tribal, which we'll get to in like a little bit. But I feel like there were just so many moves that she did. Like she found the idol clue. She brought people in and used that as kind of leverage to get them onto her side. Like creating that food, like the croissant alliance at the start. Just really, really powerful moves that I think added to her resume. Not at the end. There's like a lot of players that start to do that stuff at the end.
Yeah.
But you can pick like moments throughout her entire game from episode 1 all the way to the end where she was kind of like steering the ship.
Yeah, she was ready right from, that first icebreaker challenge, really. Exactly. She was like, I'm going with the 4 and I'm telling this 4 we're going to become an alliance. Like, she was fundamental to that. So let's talk about Nat.
Yeah.
Nat is the other person we'll be talking to tonight. Nat is clearly the idol powerhouse of this season.
Yeah.
She not only has found 2 idols throughout the season, but she also won an immunity idol, and at one point in the game she had 3 idols in her hand, and I just think that is
very powerful.
That's definitely,
and to still not have a target painted on your back is like
wild.
Something to navigate as well. Like within itself, I feel like as soon as people get idols, it's like right, target, and
Absolutely.
she managed to navigate that without like drawing much attention to herself or being able to use it like by staying in her pocket as power rather than playing it yet.
I said it last episode or last podcast episode as well, but there was a couple of episodes where there were people trying to gun for her and to try and flush out the idols, but no one could successfully ever pull the move.
But I think that's her social game as well, because she has so many people like in her pocket that like you tell someone, but you could never be able to pull that many people in to do it because there's always going to get back to her.
Exactly.
Like I think Nat's social game really stood out to me, and like one of the things that really stood out was like her relationship with Mark as well. She came across as one of the players that like kind of first blurred tribal lines.
Yep.
And was open, like to the point where I thought that she was actually going to go with Mark as well. That's how open she was. Like a lot of players will just stick to their tribe out of comfort. Like it's familiar, it's numbers, it'll get you to the next step. But I feel like she was thinking more forward than a few other people as well.
Absolutely. And Ashley's put here in the comments that she feels like Nat almost always had like every round information. And I really agree with that. Like I feel like that whole merge, really, she was always on the right side of votes. So I'm like, that says
always
so
knew
much.
where the votes were going. Yeah,
Exactly. So her social game was absolutely on point.
My favorite thing as well was like in the first episode where she told Anthea she was going to vote for her. Like she's like, oh, who told you my name? She's like, I did. Like to see the growth from that, like a rookie era, like as a Survivor player, to tell the person, and Anthea just being like as chill as she is. She's like, oh, okay, like no worries. I feel like if that was anyone else, they would have like been like, right, she's gonna burn to the ground.
Absolutely.
But like to come back from that and then still have all those people in a pocket, including like working with Anthea as well, I think is, especially in such a fast-paced game, is like a skill to have within itself.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Nat reflected a lot on that moment as well. Like you could even see it in the final episode where she's just saying, I've grown so much in 2 days, and it doesn't sound like a lot of time.
It literally sounds like a 39-day game, like watching it, like just seeing the growth of these players.
Absolutely.
Like you kind of forget that it's a really fast, short-paced, intense, like sorry, I can't swear.
I know. I
demonetized that in the first episode. I won't do it this time.
I think I've sworn every single episode I've been on, so apologies in advance.
If Bree can get through an episode without doing it, I can. So
I don't think she did.
No, she did last night.
Did she?
Did she?
I was told she like added $14 to the swear jar.
Oh, maybe I missed.
Someone fact check this because we're just making.
No, because like in the finale episode, she didn't swear at me.
Oh,
yeah,
good for her.
The last one,
yeah, love that.
We do have some questions coming through for players. We might hold on to those until we actually get them on.
And
so
please
they
remind
can
us if we forget, but we will try and remember to bring them back up.
We will also have a chat about Will. Unfortunately, Will won't be joining us tonight. We're going to have to do a one-on-one exclusive interview with Will.
We'll have to do a special thing for him at some point to celebrate his incredible journey.
Yeah, because there is a lot to celebrate with Will as well. Played a phenomenal game. Deserved win.
I mean, he really is the definition of a triple threat in Survivor, right?
Yeah.
Like, not only was he amazing physically in challenges, and it's funny because earlier in the season, he's like, I didn't think I would be, but like, you know, I think back to that running challenge.
Yeah,
with that
there was a lot of fitness-based challenges this season too, which
absolutely
he dominated. But I think as well, like, I don't know how he navigated that threat as well. Like, usually in other seasons, and especially LRGs, like, challenge threats get this, like, target put on them straight away, which is really hard to shake off. And I think maybe just because he's, like, the nicest dude on earth, didn't manage to get that on him.
That's the crazy thing. Like, he could make these moves, and no one would hate him. And I'm like, he's just the most likable, charismatic
with a smile on
person.
his face, just shanking.
He could get away with murder, honestly. So yeah, he was such a joy to watch.
And he was another one with growth as well. Like he made some interesting vote decisions like early on as well, where he like tried to do that like that big vote with Ben, which ended up getting voting Ben off and still managing to come back from that, like owning that is like a mistake.
That he was always working with people that would get voted out, like as you said, Ben, but then there was like a Mars situation as well. And he would.
I think that's just because he was working with everybody. And,
he was working with everybody.
I don't think he was like, it was just
I don't
because
think
he
there
was
was a
talking to
person who
everybody.
hadn't worked with him during the game.
How could you not work with him?
Yeah. He's just a likable guy.
Yeah, everyone's favorite little brother.
Everyone's favorite little brother, indeed. But that is not why he won. He also won because he's incredibly strategic.
Yeah.
He knows he's not just fluking navigating moves. It's not just that he has a sweet smile, but he actually knows exactly what he needs to do to get out of situations, and he's making things happen.
He's a scientist too. He's like pretty cluey. So I feel like having the sporty side and the social side.
Would you like to host next season? Because I think you'd do a better job than we would. What's Ashley saying? Will really knew when to peak and when to hold back. Absolutely. He didn't become such a huge threat because of that. And he's also such a lovable person. Everyone's favorite little brother, as you said.
That's like his title now.
It really is his title. Will, I think you should just legally change your name to Will, everybody's favorite little brother.
Going on his tombstone.
Yeah. Are you actually someone's little brother? Because now we've just...
He's everyone's.
But yeah, I think he is obviously a very well-deserving winner, but I could easily see why any of these three could have easily won. Like each of them had a winning game in their own
100%. Like
I even think, honestly, looking at the final five in general, Like, I think all Final Five had a winning game in their own right.
And I think some of the twists as well helped Will out as well a little bit, like having like just like there is a little bit of luck involved as well. I think like winning that immunity where he had the chance to give it to somebody else, like that's just kind of like gold if you win that, because you're automatically getting somebody else on board, which is like just earning power. So I feel like there were some things that worked well in his favor, and I don't think there's a Survivor winner that's ever won without a little bit of luck. So I think that's one of the things that's just a bit unfortunate for Anthea and Nat as well, something that worked against them. But I think when you look at their games individually and the moves that they made, I feel like it could have went to anybody.
Absolutely. And I would just like to put it on notice that Will has said he's the middle child. So technically he is someone's younger brother. He's just not the youngest brother.
Yeah. That's why he's so nice. His middle child's always forgotten.
All right. Okay. And with that, we will definitely take the attention away from you, and we will go to a very, very important person. We have Anthea here, who we will welcome.
Anthea!
Hi, Anthea. Hi, Anthea.
Hi.
I think the internet's a bit dodgy, and I don't know if it's our end.
I don't think it's my end. I'm sorry. I live on Zoom.
Might be Anthea's.
So.
What we might get, we'll get her to jump out and back in again.
Is that us or her? Someone.
If anyone in the comments could confirm whether our internet's dodgy or if it's Anthea, please let us know. I think it might be Anthea's though. But while we wait for her, if you do have any questions for Anthea or Nat tonight that you'd like them to answer, please let us know in the comments, because we would love to hear from you. Okay.
Thanks, Janine.
Thanks, Janine, for letting us know that it's Anthea's internet. Sorry, Anthea, if you can hear us, you might have to log out, maybe change it and come back in. All right. Well, we'll hear from her soon. But in the meantime, what did you want to talk about? Just throwing you under the bus.
This is where like
we need an
where Ashley and Zach come in.
Someone organised that has notes. We make notes.
We could talk about like what happened before Tribal as well, which was like everyone talking about their games and kind of like the flashbacks. But we've kind of already discussed and deconstructed everyone's growth over time.
Absolutely. But I mean,
favorite moments. So Bree. Oh, this is putting me on the spot as well. My favorite moment.
I have some favorite moments, but my favorite moments also happen to align with some of the awards that we're giving out later.
Yeah. Don't want to give too much away.
Don't want to give too much away, but we do have Anthea back. Anthea, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Amazing. That's so much better.
Just giving like blood on the clock tower flashbacks.
Welcome. Thank you so much for making time to talk to us.
Hello. How are you both? Nice to see you.
Oh, good. You too.
So good to see you too. Taddy was just saying you're from the same town. So.
Oh, it was, when season 3 first aired, but Cold Town and Mossvale.
Yeah, I miss those days.
Where are you now? We could talk about that later. I had no idea that you'd moved from Mossvale. But more importantly, congratulations on coming second in Survivor Canberra season 4. That is so exciting. And congratulations on such an amazing journey. Like, you have been such a powerhouse. You've been such a fan favorite. So many people. You're
my favorite.
So many people have been disappointed because you were their winner pick. But I don't think it's to discredit anything that you've done. Like, I think you've done a fantastic job, and we're here to celebrate all those things. So with that, I wanted to give you an opportunity to tell us about your favorite move that you made on the season.
One move?
Season. Your favorite move. It doesn't have to be something that, you talked about in Final Tribal Council. It could be something completely different that maybe we haven't seen, maybe from an editorial perspective. Like, we'd love to know what from your perspective was your favorite move, or one of your favorite moves that we might not have seen?
I don't think I could pick one. Like, I feel like I consistently I consistently sort of just did small things along the way. So I didn't there was not one big flashing. Have I frozen?
No.
You're all good.
Just me interrupting.
It wasn't I didn't make one big flashy move, but I was so pleased at that first challenge when I was able to say, let's do this. And I was so happy when I went up to Natalie. I didn't really want to go and talk to her. I went and spoke, I was like, go and talk to people. So I went and spoke to Natalie and was like, what's going on? And then we had that moment where she said she heard my name out of her own mouth. And then we continued to work together the whole season. And that wouldn't have happened without that. And then being bold to take the desperation station as a blocking move, and then getting the courage up to go after Derek, all of those things, I'm just sort of really proud of doing that. And I feel like I sort of did what I set out to do.
I think even with that, Nat coming up to you, you're still so cool, calm, and collected. If that was another player, maybe let's say Maddie that she said it to, I don't know if it would be as received as well, or maybe spiraled. So you do so well to keep your head leveled and not let it try and get to you.
Well, no, because I was like, oh, this is so funny that this happened, and it wouldn't have happened unless I'd sort of made myself do that. And it did create a bit of a a bond with Natalie and I. And I'm not sure I took her as a serious player because that was a bit of a gaffe. So I felt like she would work with me, and there was a bit of a power imbalance that I used up until a point.
Yeah.
I think I kind of got that same vibe after the first episode. I kind of wrote Nat off a little bit, thinking maybe a bit of a clumsy player. But she turned that around pretty quick as well.
She sure did, yeah. And then at one point when she had immunity and 2 idols, I was like, wow, she's assembled some real power here.
Yeah, of course.
She had real potential.
I think it's also really important to highlight, Anthea, that you're a returnee, and you're a returnee for a reason. Again, I go back to the fact that you are so many people's favorite. So many of the fans love you. You're such a star, such an icon as far as the LRG community is concerned here in Australia. What's one thing that you've taken away from, I guess, season 3? I know you spoke about it a little bit in season 4, but what's something obviously we can only get small clips of your confessionals. What's something that you'd like to share with us coming from season 3 that was really important for you going into season 4?
I just really wanted to change up my game and be a lot more social and aggressive, and I did that. I know I'm not the most social player, but I did make deep connections with people, and really tested myself. I really pushed myself, and I played really hard. So I'm really proud about how I really pushed myself after season 3 to just go a lot further, do a lot more, try more things, and be more aggressive for me, which is not all that aggressive.
No, but I think you were really aggressive, but not in the way
you were nuanced.
Yeah.
It's a really hard thing to do, and I don't think many people do that well. And I think that's what makes you stand out as well. It's easy to go in all guns blazing and be an obvious target and say you're going balls to the wall, but you did it in such a nuanced way. Yeah.
You could be aggressive, but look externally measured at the same time. And I think it speaks to those moves that you said you're making the whole way through, right? It's those consistent little moves.
Planting seeds,
round, and also successfully pulling off each one of those moves as well. So calculated and strategic. It's been really nice to watch. And I love that, you had that kind of growth journey as well from season 3. There were things that you still wanted to do and that you achieved them. And I hope you're really proud of you, because we're definitely really proud of you. What's one thing that you would recommend to people going into another season?
Look, I think it really matters when you start playing to win. you have to really play the game in phases. And I think the mistake that I made is I wasn't playing to win, and I was still very focused on making merge, and then, you know, initially very focused on getting a good alliance and very focused on making merge. And and then I was like, oh crap, I've got to do end game. I've got to do all of that. So I wish I had started like really playing to win a lot earlier.
Yes, a few are like, I disagree. I feel like the moves that you made pre-merge like actually set your game up, and
100%.
They should be acknowledged as well. Like I even said before when we were going through the thing, like you were one of the players that made moves from the get-go, like from the episode, establishing alliances, finding idle clues, bringing people in with those idle clues to strengthen your alliances, and going from there, having stuff, playing the desperation station as a defensive move. Like I think you're discrediting yourself a bit here. I think that you were extremely powerful and impressive pre-merge.
But I didn't win the hearts and minds of the jury. I wasn't playing that enough.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm kind of a person who respects the game as well. And if like you kind of look at it throughout the thing, I think you were playing the game the whole time.
I was, but I wasn't trying to win over Jordan, and I was trying to work with Aston, but I wasn't trying to like, get him to fall in love with me, in the game.
Is that playing so the ego stroking? Is that?
I think.
Yeah.
You've got to do that as well. You've got to. I mean, you have to win their hearts and minds. Like otherwise.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you don't get their vote, I think.
Someone has said this, and it's actually not either of us because we clearly can't do two things at once very well. Someone has said you are humble queen, and indeed you are.
I think that's the master.
Yeah, and I think look, I've been in a final three situation where you're facing a jury as well, and I think it's so difficult because you know that you've done things, but it's really hard once you're at that final tribal council, obviously, to articulate all those things you've done, especially if not everyone has necessarily seen those things directly because they might not have been part of it, or that they see themselves in it. And sometimes it's just a matter of the jury needing to see themselves in it. But that doesn't take away from the fact that you absolutely had a winning game. So I hope you don't.
I feel like I played a winning game. Like I'm
absolutely.
I may be humble, but I'm happy to own that I played a really good game. I played a winning game, but I didn't win the hearts and minds of the jury, and that's the game. That's how you actually win. So I'm happy to admit I didn't do that, and Will just did that a lot better.
Zach has made a really good comment here in the chat, which is I think that he learned a lot from your game, which is the strategy of speak less, listen more.
There were so many moments where I feel like I just wasn't talking, or I was just like standing there and just blinking.
They were my favorite moments, just a deadpan. Or like in the final tribal where you just couldn't remember the name of Desperation Station. It's just so nonchalant. I love it.
The game is so hard, and everyone keeps saying how hot it was, but it was so hot. And by the end of the second day, I was just so befuddled and drained. And even though the cupcakes like literally brought me back from the dead,
I was
so drained.
Such a good time.
So being able to like think of words and Desperation Station, it was a real test.
Grasslands of Gloom. So obviously you're a returning player as well. Like, what was your expectation heading into the game? Do you think you were at an advantage for being played the game before and having that kind of experience, knowing what the pace is like, knowing what to kind of navigate? Or do you think you're at a disadvantage because people know who you are, they know your game?
It has to be both. Like I felt more confident coming in and knowing what to do and what it's like, so how to set my expectations, how to be cool with getting voted out. I felt a lot more confident coming in. So I felt then that's a disadvantage because, I'd already had my chance and I knew how these things went. So I feel like it was, a lot of the time it was a target. But But then there was also advantages of knowing how to play around things and knowing what to expect and knowing how the pace of the game works and how you just have to come in and just get things started straight away.
You were one of the only people on like Gula that really looked for an idle clue as well. So even like that knowledge of just knowing like, okay, like take a step back, there's going to be something around here, like looking for the right time and kind of becoming successful with finding something, not in the long run, but finding the clue. How long did you look for that idol as well?
Oh my God, we looked for so long, and I'm good at finding things. Like that's my skill. Like I can find things.
We saw how quickly you decoded the message as well.
Yeah, I found the clue. I decoded it. I knew where to go. I was looking around, but it was just like hidden in a different clump of grass that I didn't look in. It was such a bummer.
Did they show you where it was hidden afterwards?
Oh, they described it to me, and so I knew exactly what they were talking about.
Oh.
So frustrating.
And obviously, speaking about immunity idols, you won the last individual immunity.
Yeah.
That would have been so good.
Yeah, walk us through that. How did that feel? Obviously, as a Survivor fan and a returning player, not winning individual immunity before and clutching that last one must have been a huge
what a
feeling.
highlight. Yeah, I was so happy, and what a great puzzle to win. Like,
yeah.
Even the iconic kick at the end.
Yeah, well,
I loved that kick. It was so good.
I went back and looked at how Michelle Fitzgerald, that's what I look like in my head. Just this big, powerful, look at me, and it's just so like good. A kind of pathetic little. But in my head, I'm all powerful.
You are all powerful. You are absolutely all powerful. I guess this is really your opportunity to tell us all the things that we haven't been able to see on your journey, or anything that you wanted to share or that you're really proud of. So what is one thing you are really proud of? I know you've spoken about a few things and a few little things, but is there something that we maybe don't know about? You've spoken a lot about your personal journey as well as your Survivor journey. So I'm sure there's a lot in there for you to discuss.
I mean, it was really hard. And when I spoke about like being, worried about my memory, like that's a real thing that I have to sort of deal with now. And so by the end of that second day, I was just really befuddled. And when Janine was talking to me about like it's going to be a tie, I was like trying to I couldn't even figure out how a tie worked. Like I was that drained and that completely sort of gone. So
clear mind gone.
It was completely, I was like, how would a tie work? Because I'm voting for Will and Janine's going to vote for Will and Natalie's obviously voting for Will. So, I just couldn't do I couldn't figure it out. Like I was so drained and emotionally exhausted. So that was really hard. I feel really validated that Janine and Derek voted for me, like, because they're Derek particularly, he was a close ally and I turned on him, but he saw both our games. So I sort of, that gives me peace. And Janine as well, who targeted me so much through the game. So being able to, get her vote means a real lot. So I'm really proud of that. I'm just really proud of how hard I played and how I feel like I had influence like throughout the whole game. Like I sort of influenced and directed, not completely, like other people played really good games, but my agenda was fulfilled, most votes.
I feel like that, like from the start, like it was like the starting tribe through swap, through to merge, even through to final. If you didn't win that final immunity, like Will was taking you as well, like as just out of loyalty. So I feel like always being in the driver's seat your entire game is such a hard thing that not many players, like not outside of LRGs, across like international seasons of Survivor, struggle to do. So I feel like you played an awesome game and should be so proud. It's like admirable to watch.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm super proud of it. Like I walked away thinking, this is one of the highlights of my life, being able to play so well and have sort of controlled or influenced so much of that game.
And with that, I've got one last question. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to ask something. Like obviously, I mentioned after the first episode when we were introduced to the totem about the defensive play of the totem, and you were the first person to do that. So can you walk us through that as well?
I was just thinking that we're in a 4-3, and all it takes is one idle and one person taking desperation station, and the whole game's flipped. And I mean, that had happened to me in season 3.
Yeah.
We were, 4-3. So, I was thinking, what if they take the desperation station? And I was like, okay, we need to take it. And because I knew that there was idols out there, I was thinking all it would take is someone to take desperation station, and then someone to play an idol on, and we wouldn't know who they're playing it on potentially, and we will lose our position. So that's why I took it. I did not realize
the chaos that would follow.
I loved it. I love the chaos. I love it created.
And when I came back and Adele asked, "Will Anthea have a vote?" I was like, "Oh, excuse me, is that?" Because that hadn't occurred to me. So I was relieved that Dan quickly assured us that I did have a vote.
I think that's mainly what I've got. But
yeah, and look, my question was a bit broader than just your game. Anthea, you've obviously been such an integral part of the Survivor Canberra community, not just in season 3 and season 4. We won't discuss the rest of the seasons, but you have been behind camera, in front of camera. You've been such an important part of the community. I just wanted to ask you, what does the community mean to you?
It's been such an amazing thing to sort of stumble into. I don't have any friends that love Survivor, nor do I have any sort of really close communities like this. Like, I grew up in a church environment, so I haven't had anything like this. So it's been such a joy for me to stumble into this community and have so many diverse people participating so willingly at this game of Survivor, which we all love so much, and putting so much of their heart and soul and so much of their finances. And Dan works so hard on this, and so I'm just so grateful. Because I think it's such a benefit to all of our lives, really. Like it's such a joyous thing for us to have, and I think it's so rare.
It's such like a niche little thing that once you enter, you don't really know what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, with that, Anthea, I think I'm assuming it's Daniel who's put this comment in the chat. We couldn't imagine this community without you. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being such a star this season. It's been so lovely watching your journey.
Thank you so much. Thanks for
Anthea.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And with that, we have our
legend.
next finalist that we're going to interview, Nat. So let's bring her up. Hello, how are you, Nat?
Good. Can you hear me? I was messing with all the settings while I was waiting, and then I had to restart my phone.
You're so fine. We can hear you. I assume you can hear us well as well? Oh, your internet's just a little bit choppy. We had a similar issue with Anthea earlier. What we might get you to do is just jump out for a second and maybe just check your internet settings and then come back in, and we'll let you back in. In the meantime, Queen Nat is in the building. She was in the building. She will be back in the building. If you've got questions for Nat, please let us know.
This is Winnie as well, my dog.
I've just been patting Winnie the whole time. My emotional support over here. I think Nat is back.
Hello?
Hello, testing.
Hello, testing.
Yeah, so
I think
much
that's
better.
working much better. Well, welcome, Nat. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us tonight. This little conversation is all about you and all about your journey on Survivor Canberra Season 4. So with that, I have a question, which is, what made you apply to the season?
Well, I was definitely a Survivor fan and wanted to be Australian Survivor, and all Australian Survivor.
I'm not sure if it's our internet. Sorry.
Can someone in the
at home
comments
just
verify?
confirm us or if it's Nat's internet? Sorry, Nat. We just want to make sure that we can clearly hear what you're saying and everyone at home is able to hear what you're saying. I think it might be her.
Janine, where are you?
We need Janine to validate again.
I don't know, let me see. Maybe there's.
That is very true. Someone said it sounds like your microphone might be like covered.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can. I think your video's a bit still on our end, but the sound was a bit better.
Okay. I think I know the problem. So, but I need to do this. Am I on the side now?
Just run with it.
Yeah, you are. But
I'll hold it. I'll hold my phone. I just might be bobbing around a little bit.
it's also a good note that we should make sure we're charging the laptop here just in case we run out of battery. We're just like rolling with it tonight. But yeah, now that we've got you back, Nat, if you could just tell us like what made you apply for season 4. I do have a point to the question as well.
So I've been watching Survivor since it first came out. So since the very first episode, I was watching it on live to air when that existed. And when we watched and had to actually watch ads. And so I always wanted to play real Survivor. And then, you know, you get older and I'm like, I actually don't want to be put on, like, I don't want to put myself through that really. And then this opportunity came up. I saw it come up in like a news article the first season. I'm like, oh, that sounds amazing. That sounds so cool. But is it real? Is it legit? I was like, let's just like let it mull for a little bit and see what happens. And then season 3 came up and I just had, I think, my daughter when season 3 had come up. So the filming would have been maybe 2 months after I had her. So I went, okay, you know, that's probably too soon. And then season 4 came and I was like, yes, I can do this. Like, let's put in an application and give it a go. And results were good. I got on. So, all right.
And I guess the reason I asked is because I obviously knew that you're a massive Survivor fan. I think anyone watching this season would have known. But you really expressed that in your Meet the Cast interview as well. What did you really want to get out of this season? And what were your sort of bucket list items?
So I think in the season, what I wanted was a good time. And I wanted to get like a well-rounded, try everything, find idols, be a part of alliances, kind of do a little bit of everything. But my main thing that I love about Survivor is challenges. And I just love, that's what drew me to Survivor, is watching challenges. Or I was there for it. And this was an opportunity to go and do fun tasks and compete against people when as adults you don't really get that opportunity to do that just in your regular daily life. So I was like, this would just sound so fun, and I'd love to play the challenges.
You guys got some really good, like, authentic Survivor challenges as well. Like, Mal absolutely killed it.
Absolutely.
Like, even in the finale episode, like the flashback to like the Australian outback with the ropes courses and like some of those like OG challenges that we first fell in love with as viewers, like getting able to participate in something like that, I'm sure it felt like you were really immersed in the experience.
Yeah, it was very authentic, and I was blown away by the quality of the challenges. And Mal's amazing, and he really just like fulfilled that Survivor dream of making those challenges a reality that I've been watching on Australian Survivor and American Survivor. So yeah, it was amazing.
Obviously, as you said, Mel is amazing. The challenge team, everyone behind cameras is amazing, but you were amazing in the challenges. Like, you won individual immunity, and even the times that you didn't come first, you were so close to coming first, and you did so well at winning for your tribe when you're in a tribe situation. Like, how do you prepare for these things?
You don't. You just like.
Yeah.
I feel like you did. Surely, you're so good at challenges.
I think in my interview, like my pre-interview, I said I'm really good at a lot of things, but not really amazing at one thing. So like I'm a master of men. Oh no, I don't know what.
Master of
Yeah,
none.
that one. so my wheelhouse is like there's a lot of things that I'm like kind of good at, but nothing that I'm amazing at. So it kind of worked in my favor because I kind of just like dabbling in things.
We definitely saw it through the season.
What was your favorite challenge that you participated in?
I think my favorite one was the running around and flipping the tiles. So I didn't win that one, but I
Bloody close.
and it was fun. Like it was really hot, but it was really fun. So that one was
super after config.
Yeah. We've got a question here, which is, what is the main thing you learned from this experience, and what would you change about your game?
So let me think. So about this game, I think there are things that I did well, but then there were things that I just didn't really consider and didn't think about, or just my brain stopped working throughout the weekend.
That is so true. I feel like in season 1, my brain stopped working. I think my brain was not working 90%.
There's so much to juggle as well because it's moving so fast. So
it is, and I think that's what you don't
fall to the wayside.
Yeah, I think that's what you don't really understand if you're like, as a viewer, you're watching, you're like, each week there's an hour you're watching, but what you don't get is how fast-paced it is, that you've voted someone out, you go in, you have like maybe a second to breathe, you go into a challenge, then you're into strat mode, then you voted someone out, and it's all over again, like back to back to back. You really have no time to breathe, let alone think, whereas so I just like kept forgetting about things that I'd done previously, or connections I'd made before, or information that I had pulled together. So I found that really hard to bring thoughts in my brain together and make an actual plan. So like I said, this in my pre-interview is like getting an idol, which was amazing. Loved getting idols. They were so fun. But getting an idol is like a blessing and a curse. And for me, yes, it was a blessing.
Two public ones.
Yeah, 2 public ones. Well, that one definitely could have done better. But like, so when I got it, my husband was watching. He's like, "Couldn't you have been more like cavalier about it?" And
he easy to judge from the comfort of your own home.
Yeah, and then he knew that I was getting another one. He's like, "I hope that your next one is more subtle." And I'm sitting there going, "I know it's worse."
Well, as subtle as you can be when multiple people already know about it.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think even just having the gumption to go up and get it straight away.
I know. I would have been so scared. So kudos to you. Like, I just thought that was so. You went straight up there. You knew exactly what you were doing. You weren't going to let anyone else get it.
I think like back to
I wanted that thing.
Yeah, back to you saying like even like how fast everything's moving and you forget. Did you like forget the desperation station existed at certain points, or like just chose not to use it?
I never considered, to be fair, I probably didn't remember it existed at times, but I never considered using it because I never thought I needed it. Which is another thing with the idols, is I never really felt a push that I needed to use them, but that in itself is a huge mistake and a huge flaw in my game, is I couldn't come up with a plan on how to use it in a way that would be something that people would respect at the end. So people, like, I didn't use it. I used it on myself. I kept myself safe. Sure, that's great. I got to the end. But I should have been able to come up with some amazing plan to wow people and wow the judges, to have something to call my own, which I didn't have that. But that comes again to, like, how much your brain's not working.
Exactly.
Everything that's happening. I just couldn't come up with anything. Like, there was nothing creative happening in here. I was just moving
I
forward.
think you're really underselling yourself because you did have a lot of individual moves. And we'll get into that in a second, but it's so hard when you're up against, like, public speaking is, the number one fear in the world, right? Like, isn't it like the most amount of people have a phobia of, I don't know how to. You've given me wine. I shouldn't have had wine for this episode. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But yeah, I think when you've just been sleep deprived, you don't have any food in your system, and you've got to come up with this amazing, influential thing, like, that is so difficult.
But as well, viewers don't take into consideration as well, like, on a long game of Survivor, people have time to sit down and think about their final tribal speech, really go through the game, deconstruct it, pull apart what they want to talk about, what they want to reference. In a fast-paced game of LRG Survivor, it's like from that straight into tribal, there's not much time in between that as well.
No.
So it's like if your mind is already like a big mush, it's going to be really hard, and you'll forget those things as well. Because I think not using the desperation station is a move in itself that you could actually reference and say, I never felt like that I needed it.
Yeah.
Being able to play it off that, but it's just one of those things that would probably slip your mind.
The fact that you had safety from pretty much final 7, guaranteed, is just mind-blowing and incredible. We have
think about all the people that have been voted off with 2 idols, and you played it so smart.
Thank you.
And Anthea's also saying it's not even just the lack of food or sleep, it's actually just being a constant state of anxiety for 2 days straight. Absolutely. And I don't know how you felt, but in season 1, for me, being part of a move that happened right at the final 4, I was so focused on that I didn't even have a chance to kind of think, oh, wait, I'm going to final tribal council. And I don't know, because obviously you had a similar situation. You and Will had sort of just done something, you forced this tiebreaker situation. So you're still kind of unpacking from there. You're like, wow, we just did a thing and it worked. And then, there's just not enough time. And you haven't even had a moment to center yourself. But again, that doesn't speak to your game at large, which you've done so many amazing things for. I think the one thing I really loved watching is your social game, and not just the fact that, you spoke about this is not necessarily something you would normally feel comfortable with, but you're putting yourself out there. But the fact that you were calm at every single point, I think you said it in this episode.
Yeah, you referenced it in the finale.
Yeah, you were like, this is the first time I've been nervous is going into Final Tribal Council. And you could see that in every single episode. You're always so calm. Even when, you accidentally in the first episode told Anthea something, you just kind of giggled it off, and then you went on about it, and you kept doing the hard work that you needed to do.
And you could also see you actually think things through as well. A lot of people might make a decision willy-nilly, based off a whim. You could actually see yourself weighing up the pros and cons of each decision. The one that kind of sticks out is how back and forth you were over the mark vote. And it's impressive how in that point in a swap tribe, you had every single person on your side or willing to go with you, that you could have the power to make that decision. So I think that is a social a move within itself, is just being able to have that much freedom to be able to dictate the vote.
Yeah, and that mark vote, for me, I think that was the hardest one.
Yeah.
And you can see that,
really, because, I definitely wanted to work with Mark, more so than I wanted to work with probably anyone else at that time. And so to let him go was really hard.
And you were one of the first people to kind of blur the cross-tribal lines and be willing to kind of step over that gap. Whereas a lot of people kind of considering it, but they'd often go back to what was familiar and that comfort zone. So I think you were kind of the pioneer in leading that.
I asked this of Anthea before, and I want to know from you as well. What is a moment that you're really proud of? Either the moment you're most proud of, or maybe a moment that we hadn't yet seen that was captured on camera, or that wasn't part of the edit.
I think that what I'm most proud of is being able to talk to everyone. In my regular life, I'm pretty shy, and I consider myself an introvert, although I've been told that you can't tell because of the way that I talk to people and I'm out there,
You
but
can't.
I definitely am. And it was really hard to push myself and talk to people that I wouldn't usually talk to, like just people that I don't have the opportunity so much to speak to, and just going out there and speaking to everyone, because that was my main strategy that I wanted to do coming in, was just making sure that I was a part of as many conversations, and then just like putting this shyness aside. If there's a group of people talking to each other, like just be okay with butting in and saying, hey, can I join in? Or just being there and being a part of it. And so that's what I think I'm the most proud of, because that was what I was the most afraid of. And even doing it every time felt so wrong to interrupt people talking or just like going into a conversation. It's so against what anything I would do in day-to-day life. If someone's talking and they're having a conversation that looks intense, I'm not going to interrupt that. But in this situation, it's important. So I push myself to do that. So I think that's what I'm the most proud of, is like putting myself out there.
I think as well, you also mentioned that like you're like at home with kids all the time as well, like talking to toddlers. And like, I think me being a teacher as well, like some days when you just talk to kids nonstop, it's like you forget how to actually have a conversation with an adult at the end of the day. It's like you're just kind of like used to talking to these kids and stuff. So it's like a whole different kind of ball game than when you have to socialize with adults the whole time. How did you find
100%.
that?
So I was legitimately just off maternity leave. So I had 2 kids under 2, and that's basically my life. So I think I'd gone back to work, and I'd been at work maybe like 4 or 5 weeks. So I hadn't been amongst adults for long, and I was also feeling like quite confused of who I was going back into the workplace, having no idea like who I am anymore, because I'm like in this toddler world, and then you go to the real world and speaking to adults and trying to, be a professional. I kind of was like quite self-conscious, and then coming into this, pushing myself into it, there's like a really interesting like side effect that happened from playing Survivor Canberra. Is I put myself in this intense situation with a bunch of adults having to speak to each other and having to try and have these intelligent conversations, and being able to achieve that. I left going, I can do anything. I can go back to the workplace and I can feel so confident. I can speak to like all these people that I used to be able to speak to, and who like respected me and were in certain like positions. I can do this again. So I actually went back to work on Tuesday, because I took Monday off as a sick. No way you go Monday 11:30 and go right to the office. So I went back into the office on Tuesday, and I feel like I was just like strutting in, like I've got this. Like,
yes, queen. Wear that crown. I love this for you. We have a question that's come in from Maz a bit earlier on in the episode, and she wanted to ask you, what would change? Why can't I read this? Can you read this?
Would you change what you did with the first idol? Did you think it was like a factor for the jury at the time for making a decision on the winner?
Yeah, so I've spoken about this at length with Derek. I messaged him after the season and said, like, my actual biggest regret is not saving him. So that is to me what I should have done when he were on his vote out. I should have saved him, and between us, like, picked off someone else. But that person, it would have needed to be like Anthea or Will. I think that that's who it would have had to be. But then, like, Derek was a huge threat as well, so I couldn't have kept him around either. So then, like, the next move may have had to get him out. But anyway, my biggest regret was not saving Derek with my first idol use.
Oh, I'm sure he would have.
Derek would have loved that as well.
Yeah. But I think the thing is, like, all 4 of you in that sort of core alliance were such powerful players, and that's why you all did so well, right? Like, the fact that you were such a strong alliance the whole way through, and any one of you could have won the game, is pretty incredible.
And that's like the balancing act as well. Like, even if you did save Derek, would the target then shifted onto you, and they might have been coming after you, and like might not even make the final tribal anyway. So it's like all the kind of like hindsight stuff has so many factors in it as well.
I mean, it did. I had another idol, but I think at the time, even when Derek and I were kind of talking about saving him, I kind of remember thinking, well, if I save Derek, I don't have an idol, the next one to save myself. But I did. I had another idol. So, like, again, your brain's not working.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to ask the same last question unless there's
Go
anything
for
else
it.
you wanted to add. As I said to Anthea, same goes for you, Nat. You're obviously such an important part of the Survivor Canberra community. I've particularly really enjoyed getting to know you and getting closer to you. It's been so lovely watching your season 4 journey. And what's better, we get to share third placer together, which I just think is such an honor that I get to be sitting next to somebody like you.
group.
Thank you. What does the community mean to you?
I think being able to be in this weird and wonderful world is you get to share something that you're also passionate about, whether you're a huge Survivor fan or not, and you've just kind of stumbled in here. Everyone just is so passionate about bringing this product to life. And I think that stems from Dan and Liv and their real commitment to this from the beginning and how it's evolved so beautifully. And just more and more wonderful people come into this community. So you just have a new group of people that you can go and play weird games with. And it doesn't end at Survivor season 4. Like, if people don't know, like, we all go and play other things around, like other games. And who's better to play with these games than Survivor Canberra season 4 people, because we're also committed to it. So no matter what you're playing, it's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Trivia Tuesdays.
Has Nat been to Trivia? I feel like she would add so much value. I would have none, but you would have so much value.
I've been for one because they're usually on the south side, and I, as a north sider, don't like to cross the bridge.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't either.
I had to cross just to come here, and I don't even live in Canberra, so I don't know.
You had to cross like the air to come here.
Survivor Canberra official page, I'm assuming it's Daniel, has said, "You're an icon, Nat, and an icon indeed you are." Thank you again for sharing your insights with us, and thank you so much for being, part of our lives for the last 3 months. It's been such a joy watching you, and I think I've said this to you. I've slid into your DMs and told you, but you're also just really beautiful to watch. So if you could share your skincare routine, that would be amazing.
Genetic.
Oh, well, we can't all be, half Chilean and half European, but...
But I would also want to say thank you to all the Backbenchers crew. You guys have been so amazing to watch. And I love the takes that you've had on all of us and all of your different perspectives. So I really appreciate all of your hard work.
Oh, you guys made it easy to have lots and lots to talk about. It was really, really fun to watch you guys. And I think we were actually lucky to be able to report back and break you guys' games down. So Absolutely. It was a privilege.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Nat. We really appreciate you.
I was going to say if one of my cats is here, but yeah, hold on, just 1 minute.
Just say hi to Winnie. Winnie's out to it.
Winnie's out cold.
That parked herself between us.
Oh, cutie. wait. Before you let me go now, I'm monopolizing the other one.
Oh, cute.
Okay. Now you can let me go.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nat. Have a good night.
Okay.
It's so lovely to talk to. What nice ways
two
to
icons,
finish up the season with those two beautiful interviews.
And we still have one to go. Unfortunately not tonight, but we will get Will's game and break it down with him at some point, hopefully. And yeah.
the rest of the podcast is just a sandwich, please. It does feel like that.
We're going to leave this on as like a live stream later.
We'll all go home.
I'll just have to remember it's not on. Yeah.
We do have something very important to do, which is
season awards.
We get to hand out the season awards, which is super exciting. We actually didn't talk about how we were going to do this.
I fully planned to have like videos and stuff, but I'm on my school computer, so I can't really download stuff.
This is just a hot mess, but I hope that it's adding some dramatic or comedic relief for people's days. Why don't we go from the top down and we'll go 3, 2, 1 for each?
Yeah, of course. So our first award is season MVP.
That's a big
for the
one.
Boomers, that means most valuable player. And your votes.
I'm so sorry for this man.
So in third place.
We should explain how this all happened.
No, I'm just running with it.
This is such a mess. So funny.
You go.
I will just explain that these are fan voted awards. So all of these awards were open to anyone in the Survivor Canberra community or in the LRG community that was watching along at home to be able to vote. So if you missed that, I'm so sorry, but these are all fan awarded and it will be all publicly made available. I think the first places for each of these categories will be made available on the Canberra Wiki site. So now, without further ado, season MVP, number 3.
So in third place, we have our winner, Mr. William Tucker. In second place,
we have Derek.
My pick.
Yes, also my winner pick.
And in first place, we have
fan favorite. We spoke to her before.
Anthea. So congratulations, Anthea, for being the fan MVP of Survivor Season 4.
How fun. That's a big one. I feel like that's probably the biggest one you can get.
MVP. Continuing on that route, we have our best hero. So making a second appearance in third place, we have Derek. In second place,
we have Will. Will again. Derek and Will, very popular.
And in first place, also holding the record for most votes ever cast against a Survivor Canberra contestant, we have Mother Mushy. That's for Eden.
Daniel is telling us that we did the biggest award with. I did think that. I was like, it's too late.
Blame Charlene. This is her notes. Best villain.
I'm so sorry.
So for villains, in third place, we have Aston, returning from season 1.
Second place, we have Mars.
And in first place, the swear jar queen herself, we have Bree.
Absolutely. Survivor Canberra, sweetheart and hero. Absolutely. Mushy is indeed. We both went. We clearly are so organized here. So sorry, everyone. The most quotable player of the season, I don't think it'll be a surprise to anyone, but number 3 is Derek.
In second place, we have Maddie.
And in first place, as I said, I don't think it's a surprise, but it is Ben, of course. Then we've got best pre-merge player. Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
In number 3, we have Haley. I loved Haley.
In second, we have Rose. Both Haley and Rose are my picks as well for my draft.
Yep. They're great players. So sad to see them go so early. But also in first place, we have Ben again. He's taken 2 out there.
We have the player that you'd most like to see return.
In number 3, we have Mushy.
In second, we have Ben.
And in first place, people want to see Derek come back.
Don't know what they saw, but anyway. Best episode title. So number 3 was Close Up Magician by Ben.
Number 2 is I'm Too Crazy. I've Gone Too Crazy Too Quickly, of course, by Maddie.
That one's so good.
Yeah.
The episode titles this season as well, like Chef's Kiss.
On, absolutely.
And in first place, we obviously have Clear Eyes, Cold Heart with Anthea, the premiere episode.
And then our best move in number 3, we have Maddie and Janine flipping on Jordan.
We have Will gives his immunity to Mushy.
And in first place, it goes to Will, tying the final 4 vote. Now, that was definitely an epic move.
Yeah.
A winning move.
Move. Well, Will's got the top 2 there as well.
Absolutely.
Our funniest moment, we have Jasmine and the kangaroo poo.
I'm surprised that was a number 1, honestly.
I forgot about that. That's so good.
Number 2 is Maddie's chaos and trying to figure out the idol clue. I feel like we could have just stopped it at Maddie's chaos, full stop.
Even talking to Maddie about that idol clue was so good. Like carving it into her leg, trying to figure it out. And our funniest move of the season is Ben at the eating challenge.
Yeah, I don't think anything can top that, to be honest.
He has croissant trauma.
Yeah, absolutely. And then our final category is the best alliance.
Saving the best for last.
So yeah, see, Daniel, we're saving the best for last. This is obviously what you wanted us to do at the end. Number 3, the Gula 4 of Anthea, Derek, Natalie, and Will.
Then we have the Melbourne boys, which is like Mars, Will, and Derek.
And number 1 is the Croissant 4 with Anthea, Ben, Derek, and Will. And something I have noticed is that Derek and Will are in all 3 of those top alliances. So
Derek was also in Derek and the Girls as well. So he was in every
Derek had alliances.
Fingers in all the pies.
Absolutely. Congratulations to all the people who won. But I think it's safe to say that it was an entertaining season all round. Thank you all to the players, and thank you as well to the crew. This, as I said, is a community. It is a group effort, and is something that we do for the love of.
It takes a village.
It absolutely does take a village. Obviously, before we wrap up the episode tonight, we wanted to give everyone an opportunity to let us know if you've got any further questions or you'd like us to discuss anything before we wrap up for the season.
You got us at a good point as well. So if you want the truth,
I don't know.
Ask away.
Good.
We're all winners for being able to watch this episode.
Oh,
Thanks, Dan.
If you've made it this far, you absolutely do.
We can't be
deserve
fired.
it.
This is the last one.
Yeah, thank goodness.
We started chaotic in our first episode.
We did warn you that it would be dangerous having.
It's like the
us
juxtaposition
two at
of
the end.
yesterday's episode versus today's.
Yes, I feel like we should have mixed it up a little bit, like had one adult from each episode.
We
But
say this every time.
yeah, here we are.
But yeah, I think that's us then.
We'll take silence as golden, but yes, thank you once again to everyone. Thank you to my fellow backbenchers.
Yeah.
I think, it's been such a fun ride. And if you are part of the season 5 journey, season 5 as the edit, as the final closing scene on episode 12 of Survivor Canberra season 4 said, season 5 will be back. So make sure you tune in when it comes out. And if you are interested in being part of this podcast, please let production know. Please let Daniel know, because it is so fun to be part of this community. It's really just a fun
Get
thing
involved.
to be part of. Absolutely.
But yeah, for the last time for this season, we're out. Thanks very much. And we'll catch you never.
Thanks, everyone.